Now I will tell you about the intensity of bright fringes in the Fraunhofer diffraction. I told you that the diffraction pattern is not uniform. The intensity of the bright fringes decreases very sharply. And how does it decrease, that I will tell you here. And also I have told you that only a very few fringes are visible in the diffraction pattern. These fringes are on both sides of the central fringe. So let us draw first the diffraction pattern. Diffraction pattern. Here we take I. I is the intensity. Intensity. Here we take the fringe. This is now first fringe. Similarly here. This is the intensity I naught. Now this is now central bright fringe. This so much is central bright fringe. This is now central bright fringe. Then this is the first fringe, second fringe, third fringe, fourth fringe. These are the peaks that we see here is the bright fringes was also on this left side. This is the first, second, third, fourth, etc. And in between the two bright fringes, there is the dark fringe. Suppose this is not dark fringe, this is dark fringe, this is dark fringe, this is dark fringe, this is dark fringe. So there are the bright and dark fringes of unequal width and intensity. The intensity of this bright fringes is most important, which is generally asked in the board exam. That how does this intensity varies? That I will tell you here with the help of a formula. So now I take, let I naught equal to intensity of central bright fringe. As you know that this is the maximum intensity. The intensity of central fringe is maximum. So now intensity intensity. Now I have the formula I equal to I naught sin alpha upon alpha. This is now whole square. Now you can see that alpha, this is a variable factor, and I naught is the maximum intensity that we have taken here for the Bragg fringe, where alpha is equal to 2n plus 1 into pi upon 2. So now you can see that for the central fringe, n is equal to 0. So this is now equal to now pi by 2. Or we can say that this sin alpha upon alpha this tends to 1. Sin alpha upon alpha tends to 1. So I is equal to I naught. So I equal to I naught maximum. So you can see that for central fringe we are taking the approximation that n tends to 0. N tends to 0. So now we are having this sin alpha upon alpha. Now this will tends to 1. So this alpha is equal to, here this is now pi by 2, this is now again pi by 2. Sin alpha can be taken as alpha. So alpha upon alpha, that is equal to 1. You must know the approximation, that the approximate value of sin theta equal to theta. Similarly, the approximation value of sin alpha is equal to alpha. So this alpha upon alpha, this is equal to 1. This tends to equal to 1. So when this n tends to 0, then this intensity tends to maximum intensity. This is why that the central fringe is always bright. So this is the explanation for the central fringe. And I have told you earlier that this fringe is called the zero order fringe. As I have told you that this is tending to 0. It means the central fringe is the zero order fringe. Therefore, the central fringe is zero order fringe. Now let us take the first Bragg fringe. For first Bragg fringe. Now what we have? Now this n is equal to 1. N equal to 1. Here we put n equal to 1. So this is now your 3. So now 3 pi by 2. So sin 3 pi by 2. This is again equal to minus 1. Well, because of square, this will be equal to 1. And this sin alpha, that will be now 3 pi by 2 whole square. So alpha equal to 3 pi upon 2. So sin alpha I equal to I naught sin 3 pi upon 2 and upon 3 pi upon 2 Now this is whole square. This is now whole square. So this is equal to 1 I naught into 1 upon, this is now your 9 pi square upon 4. This is not so much. So now you can have that this I is equal to I equal to, this is now your 4 I naught upon 9 pi square. And pi, we know that this pi is equal to 3.14. So this is now your 4 I naught upon 9 into 3.14 whole square. So if you see that this will come out to be I equal to I naught upon 21. This is not so much. 21 or 22, it may be 22 also. So I naught upon 22 upon 22. I will write down here this 22. So not much more difference that I told you earlier. For second bride fringe, what we have now, this n equal to 2, so this alpha is equal to 5 pi upon 2. Again we put the value I equal to I naught sin 5 pi upon 2 upon 5 pi upon 2. This so much. This is now whole square. This is again the value minus 1, then this being the square, it will be plus 1. So we can have the value so now this I is equal to I naught into 1 upon, this is now 25 pi square upon 4. This is not so much. So this I is equal to 4 I naught upon 25 pi is equal to 3.14 whole square. So now if you see it, then this I is equal to I naught upon 61. This is for second bride fringe. Now for third bride fringe, this n is equal to 3, so alpha equal to 7 pi upon 2. Now then I equal to I naught into sine 7 pi upon 2 upon 7 pi upon 2. This is now whole square. This so much. Then this will be how much? This is equal to 1, so this is now I write down this 4 I naught upon 49 pi square. So this I is equal to 4 I naught upon 49 into 3.14 whole square. So this I is equal to I naught upon approximately this will be now 128 949 4 10 मान let's go 490 4 से डिवाइड कर दे so 1 2 and upon 122 मान लो इसको ना approximate. You can calculate it. I have taken it just by the approximation that this will be equal to 10. So this is now your 490 upon 10. So this is now approximately 122. So like this. So we can have that for other bread fringes, similar calculation can be done. Similar calculation. Can be carried for higher order bread fringes. Bread fringe. So I have taken this. So this is about the intensity of the central fringe, first fringe, second fringe, third fringe. That is the bread fringes in the diffraction pattern of the Fraunhofer diffraction. So you all like, share and subscribe the video. Thank you very much.